enjoy them. I'm going to just talk very briefly today about a dear departed hero of magic and just an all-around good guy, Israel Regardie. And Constance has just done a painting, or recently, done a painting of Regardie, sort of a classic version of the one that Travis Simpkin did, and I posted today. There is a debate that shouldn't be a debate, or needn't be a debate, about whether Regardie considered himself a Thelemite. He certainly considered himself a Golden Dawn man. He told me directly that, damn it, he's a Golden Dawn man, and Chick Cicero and Pat Zaleski, of course, affirmed that too, and I'm certainly not denying that. But was he also a Thelemite, or did he consider himself a Thelemite? Or did he care if people considered himself a Thelemite too? Here's a letter from a fellow, and I answered it back, and that's where I'm going to leave it. I was reading it over today, and I didn't find anything I still disagree with. And it was a very nice letter. Dear Mr. Duquette, in our previous conversation, you remembered that, being a friend of Israel Regardie, your opinion about his opinion relating to Thelema and Golden Dawn relation is that the great man saw in this no opposition, and even considered himself a Golden Dawn man and a Thelemite in equal measure. Now, I don't know if I ever said the words in equal measure, but he may have drawn that. Of course, your word for me is one of the most reliable I can find in the occult community. Still, there's a confusing part in Pat Zaleski's Secret Rituals of the Golden Dawn. Excellent. He puts in Regardie's mouth the words, damn it, I'm not a Thelemite. And in the wonderful eye in the triangle biography of his teacher, Regardie leads us to believe that he is not sure that the Book of the Law is nothing else but Crowley's inconsistent dream and desire. Inconscient dream and desire. Well, that doesn't, I'll stop right now and just say, well, I'm not sure either. Does that make me not a Thelemite if I think that about that particular document? Now you can see where I find the confusing point. Could you take 5 minutes? I hate when someone says, if you have just 5 minutes, can you explain the difference between Ein Sof and Ein Sofer? Would you take 5 minutes to elaborate me an answer that would take care of this contradictory opinion? Okay. Now that has elements of, do you still beat your wife? Gotcha thing. It's asking a question based on, well, anyway. Dear thoughtful letter, do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. The confusion might stem from Regardie's definition of Thelemite in the context of, and in the years in which these conversations took place. I'm not challenging Pat's memory of something Regardie told him. As a matter of fact, he used part of that quote too, including the damn it, I'm a Golden Dawn man, okay? I can with equal conviction say that Regardie told me that he did indeed consider himself a Thelemite. The two aren't exclusive in our conversation. I also recall him saying this with the tagline that he was also a Golden Dawn man. Of course, it's possible in both instances he was just trying to be polite and patronizingly diplomatic when talking to Golden Dawn poobahs and when talking to OTO poobahs. And when I say poobah at the time, Grady McMurtry was standing or sitting right beside me, and Constance and Shireen. However, I think Pat and I would both agree that Regardie was probably pretty candid with whomever he spoke. We should also keep in mind the dates he uttered the comments. I first heard him say he was a Thelemite but Golden Dawn man at a meeting at his home in Studio City in January of 1978. This was part of a conversation with Grady McMurtry. Pat's conversation could have happened before or after that date. I could easily imagine that in the context of Pat's conversation with Regardie, they might have been discussing the occult crazy generic Thelemite, Crowleyite, or people who argue Crowley is God and the Book of the Law is the final revelation to mankind. They might be also referring to Regardie's OTO AA affiliation or non-affiliation. I've seen postcards and letters from Regardie to Crowley and vice versa, in which salutations of 93 and do what thou wilt, in at least one of them, Crowley addressed Regardie with a salutation reserved for OTO ninth degree initiates. I bet there were years after Crowley and Regardie parted company when Regardie's feelings for Crowley were so bad that it is highly likely he did not consider himself a Thelemite. I also bet that between the publication of Eye in the Triangle and his death, Regardie went back and forth on many of his past and present spiritual life issues. You and I will probably do so also. As we communicated, I did not keep checking. Do you consider yourself a Thelemite today? Once he moved to Sedona, I don't think we talked or wrote again. Also, I never asked him directly about his view of the Book of the Law. I can easily believe, however, that his inconscient dream and desire quote was probably how he felt, at least when he wrote it. With the same ease, I can easily imagine how, from a magical, philosophical perspective, inconscient dream and desire and praeterhuman intelligence might mean the same thing to him in the context of that statement. I don't know. Frankly, the only true authority who can tell you for sure if the Golden Dawn and OTO work are compatible or incompatible is you. I certainly don't have a problem with working with these two organizations. I'm also a proud Mason. Of course, as a Thelemite, I would certainly be inclined to say fuck you to anyone who suggested they had the authority to tell me otherwise. Love is the law, love under will, law. P.S. What you think might have been a 5-minute note back has taken me the better part of an hour to craft. I'm trying to care for a wife with a broken hip, 2 dying cats, and several overdue deadlines. I hope you will be able to resolve this subjective judgment call by means of your own sincere meditations. Good luck. Well, that's my letter back anyway. I hope you are now satisfied that the issue is unresolved. And until tomorrow, continue to be good to yourself, be good to each other. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will. Frankly, I consider myself a Thelemite.